Welcome back to the Unacceptable News. Here is the failure of the season. So this entire area, sorry about that, this entire area was supposed to be potatoes. Now, as you can see, there are some potatoes. We've got, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potato plants. So these are 3 rows of potatoes. You can just kind of see where they're still, we had some animals come over here and scratch around. So the rows aren't as clearly defined as they were. You can see where they're humped up a little bit here, and they have some shallow parts in between. But this year, none of the potatoes really came up. You can see this one came up. This one is coming up right now, but this was a complete failure this year. This entire area, there's one potato, did really badly, just a little one. But this entire area pretty much was a failure this year. I don't exactly know why, but I have a strong suspicion that it was the amount of rain we got. So after these potatoes were planted, we got about 2 weeks of really heavy rainfall, and it seemed to destroy most of the potatoes. I think they just rotted in the ground. Some of them eventually came up, but as you can see, like in this area right here, this potato is just barely coming up right here. You can see, and I don't know if it's gonna give us the yield that we want by the end of the year. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to come in here and selectively put plants in here. All of these are going to be squash. So we're going to pull out some of our tomatoes. We have tomatoes that are growing too close, so they're not actually giving each other enough nutrients, sharing enough nutrients to really be of any value. So basically we're going to plant these several flats. We have enough time in the season. I put these in a few weeks ago. These are all different types of squash plants. I put these in a few weeks ago because of how bad the potatoes did. And I was like, all right, well, if they don't start coming up in, by the end of June, then I'm just going to replace these with squash, because we do have enough time to get squash by August, September. So essentially, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to plant all these, and then I'll get back to you maybe tomorrow. I'll show you kind of how we did it, and that'll be it for me today. We're just going to plant them in. In fact, I'll plant one right now just to show you. So we're going to take a squash seedling, and we'll come over here. So this row, you can see I planted a few just a few days ago that are doing okay. And we're going to come through this row, find a spot where we've got some potato, and then we've got nothing for a big long section here, and then we're just gonna very gingerly cut in to see if we have any potatoes coming up. If there is a potato down here, if it hasn't rotted out, I should see it right here at the top level, which I'm not. I'm seeing absolutely nothing, which means that this potato rotted, almost certainly because of the amount of water we've gotten. And you can see some roots down there. This is from the neighboring trees. They send out shoots over here. We just cut them off. Every year I edge in the edge of the garden to cut out all the roots we can, but they always kind of encroach. And then we will open this up. You can see that the roots aren't very big. The root system's not very big on these smaller plants. So we don't really need as deep a hole as I made. We will put this in here, and we will water it in. And this little squash should grow big enough by the end of the season, and this entire area will be filled with squash now. I've never had this problem with potatoes before. This is my first big failure with potatoes. Normally my potatoes are excellent. And you can see another area where we've done a very similar thing, where over here was our garlic.